Morning!
Morning, everyone.
Hello, welcome to Book Club.
It's bright and early, and this month we read Cash by Jessica Peterson. Little cowboy romance.
Cowboy vibes. We're a whore for a cowboy romance.
Yeah, getting back to our roots. I feel like I haven't read a cowboy romance in like a hot minute.
Yeah, I agree actually.
So it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I don't even know.
I feel like we both are sharing the same
Yeah.
feelings on.
I think so. I think there's an unspoken energy. What was the text message that I sent to you yesterday? It was along the lines of Book Club will be interesting.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I don't even really know where to start.
Neither do I. I
liked it.
Mm-hmm. I've decided I know where to start.
Oh, okay.
It was okay, but there was literally no plot. Is kind of how I felt about it.
Really?
Yeah, there was a plot.
We always have such different opinions, and I love it.
And that makes good discussion. There was a plot, but the plot wasn't entertaining enough.
Okay, yeah, wait. So I said it had good plot points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it had the potential. It
Yes.
just needed more. Like,
Yes.
she's got the plot of, like, owning this business and, like, wanting to pursue that. But then her dad's died and she has to now live on this ranch to get her inheritance. And, yeah. It had potential, right?
It did. It had a lot of potential.
It had a lot of different things that was going on. But I just feel like they didn't explore them deep enough.
I agree. That is exactly how I feel. Like, there was a plot, but it also, at the same time, felt like there was no plot, because every time we started to make movements on a particular plot, it would then just kind of fall apart and move to the next thing. And I was like, oh, we were so close. Like, we were seeing the light, and then it just fell apart.
Well, I guess the thing is, each character had their own plot, right? Of what they wanted their life to be like, what their intentions were, what their goals were. And then, you know, the start of the book starts off really catching, and like they've all got these dreams and aspirations, right? And then Daddy dies, Will comes out to play, and it's like, no, you're all actually getting nothing unless you kind of like work together, run the ranch. So then everyone's plot and dreams and aspirations kind of go
Out the window.
And then the entire plot is them just being on the farm.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
agree.
said, the plot was there.
Yeah.
But it was just really overshadowed by the main plot, which I guess good and bad.
And I feel like it was trying to set it up to be like an enemies to lovers, but it just didn't really work. Like, you could see that there was like this, oh my God, I hate her so much. Her daddy's given her the ranch that he told me that I was going to get, and now she's going to be here all the time. She doesn't even want to be here. She's such a fake, da-da-da-da-da. And then she's actually on the ranch, and there's none of that.
Yeah.
Like, it just all went out the window. And it was like, oh, we're actually just going to play happy families. And I was like, why did we do all of that?
The first couple interactions with them on the ranch was promising. Like, there was that, like, you know, keep up, girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're a little city bitch.
Yeah, get on the fucking horse.
You're not going to last here. I'm going to try and, like, fuck you off. You know, you don't belong here.
I'm going to try and prove that you're not capable of running this ranch.
Yeah.
And then
after, like, one horsey ride, he was like, all right, honey, you're hot.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa.
Fair. But it was enemies to lovers way too soon. Yeah,
when I'm looking at an enemies to lovers, I want you to be enemies for at least, at minimum, like 40-50% of the book. This was wrapped up in 25%, maybe 20. Yeah. Like, it was wrapped up, and I was like, okay, I can see where this is going.
But it was a slow burn in the sense they didn't fuck until I think it was halfway through.
Yeah.
But I feel like slow burn with enemies to lovers is an elite combo when the slow burn and enemies to lovers come to a head at the same time.
Yes. Like, I want it to be bubbling and boiling, and we hate each other, there's so much sexual tension, da-da-da-da-da. And then it's at like 60% that they go, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm still listening to Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver. I'm sorry. I still am, okay? Don't hate me.
How do you even remember what happened?
I don't know. I just do. It's my undiagnosed ADHD brain where I'm just like, I'm collecting information all here. But that's they hate each other, and then they literally hate fuck. And then you go, whoa, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
But it's a hate fuck because it's all boiled to a point where the sexual tension and the hating each other has to intersect at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
I felt like the absent dad passing away, dad giving her the ranch, plot line was just...
Right?
Bad.
Right, okay. It was... Oh, I hate the word cliche because, like, let's be real. All romance books are...
That's the whole point of them.
Yeah, it's so cliche.
Yeah.
But, like...
I wouldn't use the word cliche. For me, I couldn't understand the dynamic between her and her dad.
That's what
This was my issue.
Yeah.
I was like, so he's been absent for 12 years.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a number out there, that's off the top, but he's been absent for 12 years. Hasn't made any contact with you. You've made no contact with him. You haven't seen him. You know nothing about his life besides your childhood memories that you lived on a ranch with your dad, and your mum hates your dad, right? You then are given his ranch in the will. And then there are
like a $1 million
ranch. And I go, okay, maybe he's got no other kids, like whatever. Fine. But then all of a sudden we get this whole storyline where she is grieving the loss of her dad that she doesn't even know.
Okay, that is something that I wrote.
Yeah.
As I said, we needed more depth in her relationship with her dad.
Yeah.
I think that the regret that's there is good, and it's ultimately a good message, to say, this is why you should, own your shit, because anything can happen and then it's too late. He's dead. There's no chance for reconciling that relationship and making up for lost time.
Yeah.
So that's good. But I would agree, I think grief is so different.
Absolutely.
And that was for someone that maybe has a bit of a questionable relationship with her biological father. I would still be very distraught in my own way.
Yes. I know. And I wrote in there, I said, she was really broken by his death, but admittedly knew nothing about him, hadn't seen him in years. I'm not one to dictate how trauma and grief should affect someone, but I just don't believe that the love went that deep.
Well, I think that she's upset at herself.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I didn't know my dad. And that would be a really crushing feeling.
For sure.
To then be like, he's left you all of this because he clearly wanted you to have it. And you, there'd be so much guilt there.
Yeah.
Of I've been given all of this. I don't really deserve it. All these people here know everything about my dad.
And I think that's where I was missing. That's where the link was missing, where it was like, we were given grief. We were packaged grief up, except the grief was packaged up of, I have lost somebody that I love really, really dearly, rather than I am grieving what I could have had if I just swallowed my pride and reached out to my dad. And I feel like the internal dialogue around the grief around her dad was not selling the right message. Yeah. I felt disconnected from it because I was like, I don't know why she is grieving. I think is probably where I got a bit lost. Where I was like,
I feel like I read multiple times from her perspective of her saying that. I feel like I shouldn't.
Yeah, she definitely did.
I feel like she acknowledged that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just felt like the way that it was packaged and delivered, and I don't know. I feel so horrible saying it, but I just felt a bit meh about it. I think I was just kind of I just wasn't convinced. I don't know.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it was spoken. I don't think she came from a place of oh my God, it came from a place of guilt.
Yeah.
Her grief.
Yeah. I also think that it was heavy, my feelings about her character were also heavily impacted by the mum and the role that the mum played in her life.
Oh, yeah.
And I just, all of it just felt really strange, and I felt like if that was going to be the core message of the book, was swallow your pride.
Yeah.
Don't let things slip you by. Like, reach out, repair that relationship because you don't know what's going to happen. If that was the core message of the book, it needed more work.
Yeah.
Because that, I think that it fell to the back.
I just think, the book didn't really have a core message.
No, but that would have been such a good core message.
I agree.
That would have been such a good, like, driving force, because the same could have gone for Cash's character as well, because, like, he lost his parents when he was young. He was, like, a parent to all of his siblings, and he'd put himself on the back burner for so many years. And we hear that internal dialogue from him where he's like, I want kids, but I will never have kids because I've been a parent to my siblings and da-da-da-da-da. So again, it could be the same message of, like, swallow your pride, go for the things that you want, like, don't waste time. So the message could have applied to both of them, but it just fell flat. Like, it was there and it was happening, and there was just a lot of potential for it to be a really, like, gut-punching core message of the book. Yeah. And I think it fell flat.
Yeah. I would agree with
that. And I think that's where I feel a bit iffy about the grief, was that it just didn't... It wasn't strong enough. It wasn't developed enough and strong enough for me to go, oh yeah, this is impactful.
Okay.
I think that's how I feel.
Okay.
My next note, though, was who is paying for this failing business? That, combined with the Almond Mum plot, lost me.
They can't pay for it. That was the whole point.
But they were still developing and making shoes. And that's where I was just like, what?
Yeah, but they weren't able to pay the bills.
Oh, so they were just in debt.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought that was kind of obvious.
I think
I think it was noted a couple times. Like, every cent really that they got paid would go into the business. And they were running at a loss.
Right, okay. Yeah. I got a little bit lost with this whole plot line. Okay. Because it would just come in and out when it felt like it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
She had a shoe business one chapter, and then for 6 chapters the shoe business was forgotten about. And then the shoe business would come back, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I again, lots of really good plot points with a lack of substance to said plot points.
Yeah. I will say something that I did really like now. Because it's not a bad book.
No.
I loved the ranch side of things. Like, as a country horsey gal, I love reading a cowboy romance that's actually, like, doing cowboy shit.
Yeah, I really did like it.
And so I really enjoyed that. I think they did that really well.
I really liked the scene where they had all the kids come to the farm and they were all like petting, doing like a petting zoo sort of thing and all of that. And I really liked the dynamic between the brothers. That was another thing that I really, really liked, was that family element to it all. I really liked it, and I really liked hearing...
Which one was really funny? I think it was
Wyatt. Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah, I thought he was funny. I haven't read into what the next books are about, but I reckon it'll be Wyatt and Will. The best friend.
There was a little...
I'm gonna have a look. I feel like it's got to be Wyatt and Wheeler. It's always funny...
No, Wyatt and Sally.
Oh! Yeah, oh, he was flirting with her. Like, maybe it's...
And she's the vet's daughter, isn't she?
I think so.
She's someone's daughter.
Isn't she John B?
Yeah.
John B and Patty?
Yeah.
Patsy.
No, Sally's a vet.
Something like that.
I promise I read the book. I'm aware. But yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I'm having a look. Where's her name? Her name doesn't even come up in the blurb. It's just all about Wyatt. Oh, it's because it's from her point of view. Okay. Oh, okay, it's a bit of fake dating. But doesn't say what her job is. Anyway, who dates Wheeler then? Wheeler's the best friend.
Who's Wheeler? Her best friend.
Yeah, the one that she owns the business.
Yeah. Knew that.
I think it's Sawyer's book.
Just checking my highlights.
I did make a note, and I only started to pick up on this. So I read about 35% of the book, and then I was on crunch time. I had 2 days to finish this book and not a lot of time to finish reading it. So I switched to the audiobook, which was okay. It's a dual narration, not duet. So it is a guy with a country accent trying to do a girl's voice, and I was like a bit thrown off. But but nonetheless, I digress. I did smash through 70.
I love that word.
Digress.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. 70% of this book in like 2 days, so I was really proud of myself. I was listening to it on steroids.
I don't know how you compute that.
I think it was probably when I started listening to the audiobook that I came to the realization that a lot of the ways that Cash speaks to, I'm mind blanking on what her bloody name is. Molly. I had like a mind blank. He talks to her like she's a kid. Oh. Sometimes. I like Honey as a pet name.
Oh, yeah, no. The Honey thing is in my notes.
But the Honey thing after a while...
Every sentence? No.
The Honey thing after a while, I went, you are talking to this girl like she's a child.
I think it's a very Southern thing. Like,
it definitely
so Southern.
It
and
definitely
to us,
is.
like Aussies, it does get a bit condescending.
It does.
Like, if a man walked up to me and called me honey, I'd probably throat punch you, so don't do that.
100%.
But I think it's very Southern.
Like, I made a note and I was
really
like,
normal.
why does she talk to her like he's a kid? Why does he talk to her like she's a kid? I feel like he was constantly speaking down on her and it made me feel sick. Okay. Like, it got to the point where I was just like, stop calling her honey. Like, she's actually a grown woman. I know, I'm 100% it's a Southern thing. And maybe it was just because I was listening to it on audio that after a while I was like, I'm really sick of him using this pet name for her. Like, it was cute at the start.
Because
now I'm getting annoyed.
Reading it definitely didn't, I don't think it came across in the way that it was, condescending or talking down to her. I was like, all right, let's drop the honey thing. Like, we get it. I think he truly used, like, I think he's a nurturer, he's a protector. He's always been the, like, one in charge, the protector figure. I think it truly comes from a place of that. Yeah. Like, just a term of endearment and encouraging, like, come on, honey. Like, you know, like, I really don't think it came across that way reading it. I can see how listening to it.
Yeah, because when you read as well, I don't know. I mean, at least when I read, I can drop words out when I read. Like, if I don't like the pet name that the guy's using, I'll just pretend I didn't see it on the page. But when you're listening to it, you cannot ignore it.
Especially in that accent.
Honey. Oh, for fuck's sake. And then you do it when they were fucking honey.
But so then another note, and so I've got a highlight that I wanted to read out because I actually loved some of the things he said to her. Like, I was like, you are a really good man.
Yeah.
So there was a pregnancy scare. Thank God it was just a scare because we all know how I feel about accidental pregnancies. Yeah. She does get pregnant in like the epilogue. That's different, I guess. I'm pretty sure they're married. Yeah, they are married. They are. Point. So not that like you can't have children out of wedlock. Just I hate when
a story ends with a proposal and a pregnancy.
Yeah, it's too much.
I get a bit sick of it.
But so when they're having this pregnancy scare thing, they've known each other for maybe like
2 minutes.
Yeah, not long at all. And they've just gone from like hating each other to like having this great sex, by the way.
Yes.
That like
yes, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah.
But she says, "What if I was pregnant?" I asked softly. His eyes returned to mine. I respect your timing, Molly. I'd never push you to do something you weren't ready for. But if we did make a baby, his Adam's apple bobs, honey, I'd marry the shit out of you, not because it's the right thing to do, but because I'm in love with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He was cute. He was really, and that I guess it comes back to your point where he's like, he is a nurturer, he's a carer. It is in his blood and DNA to like care and love for other people. And I think that's what Molly was, I don't know why her name just like can't stick in my head. I think that's where like she was lacking in her life. Her mum was quite,
for sure.
I wouldn't say her mum was toxic, but I think her mum,
she was toxic.
a little bit. And she was quite. I think her mum was quite absent, like emotionally absent. She had a physically absent dad and then
under the rug.
Emotionally absent mum.
We're fine. Put on your brave face.
Yeah, very much like this is the appearance that I'm putting on, and so I think that she needed somebody that was going to just show up for her.
But I just loved in that moment because again, like accidental pregnancy is icky. Yeah. I loved that he really reiterated like I wouldn't marry you because, like, you're pregnant. Like, I would marry you because
I love
we
you.
actually haven't got to talk about this yet, but I, like, fucking love you.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a really, really good moment. On the accidental pregnancy thing, right, I just want you to know that I took these notes as I was listening to it play out. So I went, was bored, then there was an accidental pregnancy, and then I went, edit, this whole thing pissed me off.
Yeah.
The whiplash I went through of her thinking that she's pregnant, them going to get a pregnancy test, me going, oh, for fuck's sake, please don't turn this into an accidental pregnancy. Because it didn't work with the plot, right?
No, yeah.
The whole...
Again, too much little plot things
without enough going on.
Yeah.
And so when it was playing out, and I obviously didn't know that it was not actually, it was a pregnancy scare, but at the time I was going, this just doesn't make sense for the story. Yes, he's mentioned wanting to have his own family, but it doesn't make sense for the timing and for the situation that they're in.
Yeah.
I compare that to, say, Heartless by Elsie Silver, where when Willa got pregnant, everyone went, this just makes so much sense. It just makes sense for their story. You can't be too mad about it. It is what it is. But in this moment, I was like, I swear to fuck, if this is an actual pregnancy, I'm DNFing.
DNF.
I was at the point where I was like, I will actually DNF this book. What this then turned into, and again, maybe I was pissed off and I was put off the rest of the book, but I said, it turned into some weird, I want her to have my babies thing for the rest of the book.
Okay.
When they had sex, there was always mention of, well, actually, not even just when they were having sex. There were multiple times that he would make comment of, like, I want to have a family with her. I want her to have my babies. Like, you know, that sort of thing. And I was like, you've known each other for 30 seconds. Yeah. Chill out. Also, for the love of God, I'm sorry, I've got one more. For the love of God, can we get a book where they have a pregnancy scare and it's just a scare and they go, oh, thank fuck for that.
Yeah. I feel like they were kind of glad.
They were a little bit, but then there was that underlying thing of like, oh, we kind of like wish that it was positive.
Yeah. I
want there to be a celebration that it's a negative.
Yeah. Let's have a party.
Can we please normalize celebrating when our friends, family, and people we know have a negative pregnancy test? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was, and I think it put me off the rest of the book, to be honest.
Fair enough. My last thing that I would just say before we like rate the book is and I don't know if this is like maybe playing off some insecurities, I guess, but I don't know if I believe that they truly love each other, especially coming from him when this book starts off and he's like, I will do anything to get this ranch.
Yes.
Like, I have my own agenda.
Yes.
I am saving my family's ranch.
Yup.
This is what, like, if I was Molly and he actively told me that, I would be like, are we together because, like, this is a convenient way for you to get what you want? And sure, yeah, I'm sure at the start maybe that he was like, yeah, you know, but, you know, maybe I can, like, swoon her into giving me this ranch. I think, obviously, like, for the sake of it's a book and happily ever after, I'm sure he really loves her and it comes from true good intentions. But I was just like, I don't know if this is me being insecure, but, like, I would kind of be like, do you actually love me or do you just want my ranch? Is it convenient? Like, yeah, we have good tension. We have great sex. I could be comfortable in this.
But you've got what you want now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then he also did, at the end, which I love, bend over backwards with her and he was like, I'm going to make your business work. I'm going to build you a studio. I'll move to the city with you for a little bit. So, like, there was that reassurance that, like, he wanted her. But, yeah, I was just kind of like, do you guys actually truly love each other or is this... You know, this is a very beneficial. Very fresh relationship. You're in your honeymoon phase. Is it just convenient for you?
Yeah. One of the first notes that I made, so when they're sitting down and they're hashing out the will, and he is, like, bear in mind, he's livid that he didn't get the ranch. He's absolutely livid over it. And he's like, no, Garrett, his name, dad's name's Garrett. And he's like, Garrett told me that I was getting the ranch and it's all going to Molly, da-da-da-da-da. And there's a point where he's like, Why do you think Garrett told me I'd get the ranch if he never intended for me to have it? Goody thinks on this from the moment. I'm not sure, Cash. Who knows what he intended? It's entirely possible he did want the ranch to go to you, but he didn't think he'd die before he amended his will. Maybe, but I don't buy it. There's a tickle in the back of my brain, a feeling that I'm missing a piece of whatever puzzle Garrett put together. And my comment, bear in mind, this is 16% into the book. I said he intended for them to get married.
Yeah. I think that was, kind of definitely alluded to, that the dad wanted them to get together. But also weird because you actually don't know your daughter because you've never,
and also
her.
Cash has never met, they've never met each other before, so, why would... It all felt weird. And even though he did bend over backwards at the end and he did the studio and helped her business and stuff, I sort of looked at it and I was like... Same way that you kind of saw it, was like, is he just doing this because he now is like, well, I've got everything that I want.
Yeah.
What can I do for you to give you what you want?
Yeah.
And I just felt, But
I'm sure they're in love. They are in love. They're so in love. We're just being insecure and nitpicky.
But my last comment was I honestly lost interest at the end. I was the whole joining forces at the ranch.
It's sweet, but I was just like...
I also always, I don't know, maybe I'm too much of a realist, but I'm like, you've known this man for 30 seconds. Why are you binding forces?
Yeah.
Why are we sharing assets?
Again, because it's convenient, because that's how they both get what they want.
That's it. I was like, it was giving marriage of convenience.
It's not driven by true love.
No.
It's driven by lust, little bit of love, and convenience.
And some money.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just didn't care. I didn't believe their love and chemistry at this point, and the end was just me trying to work through it, to be honest, because there was just something about the whole ending of it that I was like, I really did feel like it was just convenient for him. And then it was like, okay, well, what can I do to kind of show her that this is also beneficial for her?
Yeah.
In a way.
So what ranking do you have? Rating? I don't know. I'm settling in 3s.
I did it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
I did a 3.
I could be persuaded for a 3.5, but I think realistically it's a 3, which is not bad.
Yeah.
3 is a good book.
Yeah, it's an
averagely good book.
And that's exactly how I describe it.
You can't lose. I would recommend it,
but I wouldn't read it again.
Yeah. It's not going to the
I'm not
top.
Putting myself through a reread. With that in mind. Yeah, it was good. It was fine. There was a lot of underdeveloped plot points that overall the entire plot was really just ranch life.
But they had great sex.
And good sex.
That makes up for a lot of it.
That was a good... I reckon
if it was bad sex with all of this, I would have been
I would have DNF'd it.
Putting my head through the wall,
Yeah, I would have DNF'd it. I really would have. I think there was just too many plot points, and then the pregnancy scare thing. I really
Yeah.
I was listening.
We know.
I was listening to it at work. I was listening to it at work, and I literally put my head in my hands, and I was like, "No, please tell me this isn't happening. Please tell me this isn't happening." And then thankfully it didn't. But after that, I was just pissed. I was just really annoyed.
Yeah.
So that's that.
That is that. Well,
we need to start on a book for next month.
We do. Don't have one right now.
Brain's not functioning.
We'll post on our Instagram. Like last time, if you do have any suggestions for what you would like us to read next month, please drop a comment. We would love some. But yeah, we would love to hear your thoughts on Cash.
If you've read it.
If you've read it as well. If you've read any of the other in the series, if you think that it's worth to continue on with, please let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Love you guys. Bye.